Hey there, Aja from Inner Random Talk. I hope you're doing okay since the first episode, well, episode 0. That was the introduction to the channel. Now, today I want to talk about perspective because this, I think, is when you are 40, over 40, and you feel like you failed your life because you don't have all those outside sign of success like a beautiful car, money at the bank, a house that is paid, children, a spouse and everything like that. When you don't have all of that, or and you feel like you failed your life, perspective is something that is something that I've been thinking about for a while now. Now, what is perspective? First of all, now imagine that you are in a room, empty room, and you sitting next to the door, the door that lead to the room. The door is closed. You're just sitting on a chair next to the door. Now, the way you, from the position where you are, you're going to see a specific vision of the room. Okay, maybe you're going to see part of a wall or the entirety of a wall, for example, or you're going to see a window, part of the sky outside, and you're going to see that vision of the room, and that is going to be specific to where you're sitting. You know, the way you're going to see the room depend on where you're sitting down. Now, if you move your chair and you go next to the window, you're going to see a completely different room, and it's still the same room. It's still the same room, and it's still you. Nothing has changed aside from you moving from one spot in the room to another one. But you're seeing a different room. First of all, if you sit next to the window, with the window in your back, well, you can't see the sky anymore. You know, you probably see the door. Probably see uh, other walls in the room and stuff like that. And I'm telling you this because I'm starting to believe that life and the way we create our reality, the way we create our life, is exactly like this. Exactly like this. We only see part of the room being life, the room being, reality. We only see only one part. And because we only see one part, we believe in only one part. You know, if I'm telling you this, sitting in a room, you can move your chair and you can see different parts. You can see the sky. You can see outside, for example. If I'm telling you this and I tell you, do you think because you sitting with the window in your back, do you think the sky doesn't exist? You're probably going to tell me, no, the sky exists. It's just that I have my back to the window, so I can't see it. But I know the sky exists. And yeah, that's true. But again, when we live our life, we do not come to this conclusion. We just believe the sky doesn't exist. Things we want, we believe it's impossible. We just, yeah, there's a lot of things we don't see. And what is very surprising to me, because I've watched the movie The Secret, and I've watched a lot of content surrounding law of attraction and stuff like that. And when they talk about visualization and affirmation and stuff like that, and I say, and I've tried all this, by the way, with, yeah, 50-50. Okay. And I think what they don't talk about is that for an affirmation to work, for visualization to work, you need to believe in what you see. And that's the core problem, because we usually don't believe we can get what we want. one of my goal right now, one thing that will solve all my problem will be to win the lottery. Seriously, that's I believe for a lot of you, you're probably going to relate. But I feel like if I could win, I'm not greedy. I just want to win, 2 to 3 millions. I don't want to be a billionaire or whatever. If I become a billionaire, I'm not gonna say no, obviously, but I just want a few millions in order to, send some money to my family, buy myself a house or an apartment, you know, um, quit my job and starting making, doing exactly what I want, making those videos without having any expectation. Well, I'm starting this channel with zero expectation because I don't know who is going to listen to my rambling. But again, I'm doing it because I feel compelled to do it. But yeah, that's something I want. But if I look at myself in the mirror, I know I don't really believe I can be a millionaire or win the lottery, for example. Yeah, I can win. I think the maximum I've won my whole life, I think it was like 10 euros, which is close to $10 or $12 for those of you in the US. So yeah, it's just that's the maximum I've won. So I don't know. I just feel like until I have this possibility in my mind that it can happen to me, because I know it happens to other people, people who just never won the lottery, who one day randomly buy a ticket and just win the jackpot, for example. I know it happens to normal people, but for me, I'm not sure. And until I just work on that belief that I cannot win the lottery or that money cannot come from nothing, I feel like it's something that I won't see in my reality. It's possible, completely possible, because at the same time, I believe the universe is capable of anything. And I believe that I have the power to manifest that for myself. But again, my perspective and my belief is something that is in the way. The moment I say I want to win the lottery, I want to win millions at the lottery. Um, and sometimes I played, I think every week I just buy a ticket, for example, and I'm like, okay, if the jackpot is 62 millions, for example, um, I don't want all the 62 millions. I want, kind of have a share. Just give me 3 or 4 millions, and just, split it with other people. I don't care. I just want a few millions, in order to take care of things on my end. That's it. And I believe perspective and belief is the one thing we need to work on if we want things to move. Because when I read stories of people who struggle in life and at one point who just, achieve great success, the one thing that is common between all those stories is that they believed they could do it. They just I don't know, something was within and they just did not give up and they believed that they could achieve that. And I think it's at the core of manifestation. And when we do not believe that we can do things, well, you can recite affirmation all day long. You can visualize anything you want. I'm not sure it's gonna work because the universe is ready to deliver. That's something else. The universe is ready to deliver what you ask for, but at the same time, it's like it's on hold. It's on hold because you just close the door with that perspective or that belief that is contrary to what you want. So yeah, I the way I work on this, because I don't want to leave you with just nothing to work on. The way I work on this is that I try to tell myself stories. I try to tell myself stories, and I've been trying to lose some weight for a while now, and I've tried every diet that you can imagine. If you name it, I probably did it at one point, and nothing worked for me, including you know um, intensive workouts. I've tried so many things, and I'm so tired right now. So yeah, I just and at one point when I was really younger, I think until my and I think it was I started putting on some weight when I was 23 or 24, something like that. But I was very skinny when I was a teenager and as a young adult. I was very skinny. Um, so what I'm trying to do for I started trying to do for weeks now, and I feel like something is working there. I've started telling myself some stories, and sometimes I will sing it. I'll say I'm going back. I'm going back to that point where I was slim and I didn't want to go, I didn't want to be slim because I wanted to put on weight. So because I grew up in Africa, in Africa, if you don't have, big butts and big boobs and whatever, you don't look like a woman. So that's a different story. So I wanted to be like my friends, who had big butts. I was very slim, very slender, and I felt like I didn't look like a woman. I wanted to put on some weight, and I eventually did. So, I manifested that for myself. But now I want to go back. So I'm telling myself some stories. I'm saying, okay, I'm going back. I'm going back, and I'm going back to where I had, flat stomach. I had a lot of energy. I was, fit and stuff like that. I tell myself stories. I tell myself stories, and I look at my past experiences to validate that in my mind, because I know when I tell myself something that I do not believe in, you feel it in your guts. You feel that this I do not believe. It feels weird. It feels wrong. You know what I'm talking about. Remember the last time you told yourself a lie, and you're telling yourself a lie. There's a certain feelings that you have in your gut, in your body. You full of shit. You understand that. So when I tell myself a story, I go back before, at one point in my life, when I remember I was able to do what I'm trying to do right now. And I'm trying to validate that in my mind, saying, I already did it. What would be the reason for me not to be able to do it right now? I already did it before. You know, in my past, I was able to do it. So I can probably do it again, you know? So yeah, so tell yourself some stories. Try to think back what you're trying to achieve right now. Try to think back if there was one point in your life when you succeeded in that thing, and if you want to go back to a point in your life where things were better, to go back there. Um, yeah, if you feel like you want me to go further on this topic, just leave me a comments, and I will happily do it. I have a few ideas of for the next videos, but if you want to let me know what you want me to talk about, I will be happy to do so. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video here for today. Thank you for listening. If you're tuning in, all my information are in the description if you want to check my shop. But if you like what you hear, again, no script, no editing, nothing. If you hear and you find value in it, let me know in the comments. I will appreciate that. Okay, see you next time. Bye.